Good morning, friends. Eric and I are up bright and early on this cold and overcast day. There's an estate sale in Milford, and Eric is eyeing up a few things, so we're gonna go check it out. We've arrived. Here's the telltale sign. The estate sale is right through that door. Let's see what they have.
Thank you.
I'm in the living room right now, and there is a lot of holiday decor out here. I'm not really looking to pick up too much holiday decor, but it would be foolish not to check it out carefully just in case there's something that has some real value or something that I just love or is very nostalgic. Those are kind of the three criteria, if I'm honest. They even have a little Easter showing. And I like this blanket that's thrown over here in the corner. This quilt rack is kind of interesting. They want $22 for it. It's not in great condition. You can see the wood's rubbed off and it has a broken leg. So free might be the price I would consider, but that's about it. Now we're in the bedroom. There are some linens on this bed, but nothing seems like the kind of stuff I tend to gravitate towards. So I'm just gonna kind of keep on looking. There's some rugs here folded up. A few interesting things on this dresser. This dresser has a very cool mid-century modern look. And here is its companion piece. Here's a china cabinet that has some things in it. I'm checking that out, but nothing again is calling me. This painting is kind of interesting. They want $22 for it. There's lots of vintage musical instruments on this table, and I always check those out because my brother Jay collects them, but the prices are not really what he typically pays, so I'm gonna pass. Pretty view. I'm just checking out some more Christmas stuff. There is a lot of it here. This piano bench is really nice. That looks like it's embroidered in some way. Uh-oh, Eric found something that he likes. What is that? Charlie Weaver bartender for $22. I have a feeling this is coming home with us. I'm looking at all of this interesting copper. I like that scale in particular. And now I'm in the kitchen. There's some glassware and china, the usual suspects. And here is a collection of mugs. I like the ones with the cardinals on them. Let's look at this. Aha, it's Lennox. That might be a pickup. They have lots of other really pretty glasses here. I like how these glasses look sort of swagged. Isn't that a neat effect? I think they're very pretty. I'm headed down into the basement. You never know what you're gonna find in a basement. These stairs are very narrow. Well, I see some shop vacs down here. I don't know how those would go over in my booth space. And we have a vintage violin for $45. There's some sports memorabilia. It looks like some barware signs. Lots of metal containers. I always like metal tool chests. I think they're really interesting. And that record player looks quite old. Check out this vise. This has seen some use in its day. They want $22 for this. And that's a cool old metal stool. I'm just continuing to check out all of the tools. There's quite a lot of them. Somebody definitely had a dedicated workshop down here. That looks like quite an old box. Okay, I think we're gonna head back upstairs. There was nothing really super exciting downstairs, but like I said, Eric had already picked through it, so I'm wondering what he has in his stash, if he has a stash.
Good, how are you? Okay.
Last look around, checking out these glasses. There's lots of pretty colors. That little horse is really super cute. They want $45 for that horse. It's so sweet. We have a sofa, some throw pillows, quite a range. Okay, we're headed out. It is so cold out here. Oh my goodness. We're headed out. This same estate sale coordinator is having another sale at his store space. He cleaned out an apartment in the contents or in his store, so it's very close. We're gonna head over and check it out. We've just arrived. This is where we are, in case you're wondering. Eric is looking through the window to see if anything is jumping out at him. It looks very festive. Okay, and this is the estate sale I was telling you about. It was an apartment and the contents are inside the store. So it's a little bit confusing, but we're gonna make it work. Interesting eagle there, and pitcher and basin. These are funny. I guess you would have put like a fake plant in there and then mounted it on the wall. I think my grandmother had something like that, like in the 70s. Kind of an interesting picture with the ducks. And this is interesting. I think this is a reproduction of a known painting, if I'm not mistaken, although I'm not sure which one. We have a little bit of china in this cabinet. I'm not familiar with that pattern. This is a very pretty needlepoint. I like the colors and the flowers. It's nice, but I cannot pay $28 for it and then make a profit reselling it, so I'm gonna leave it here. This is really cool, the Mayflower. That could be interesting for Thanksgiving decor. I wonder how much it is. This was made by Spode. It's so hard when there's no prices on things. This is an adorable collection of puzzles. Oh my gosh, these are old school. And I love to pick up things that were made by Play School when I can find them, which is not that often for resale prices. So I wonder what they want for this. This is a huge and very interesting piece of artwork. There's so many colors in that. You would need to have a really big space for it. And this mirror is nice. There's some blue and white china. Here's a better look at the store. I think this is Harker Ware. I can't tell because it's behind glass and I don't feel like asking to see it. I also really like this mirror. I'm checking out these little Raggedy Ann pieces. I had this clock. I think it was a Christmas gift when I was like 6 or 7 years old. It's bringing me right back. That is so funny. Okay, we're heading out. We didn't find too much there. I'll talk about it later when I do the haul segment of this video. In the meantime, we are moving on. It's time for some breakfast. We'll get some food and coffee and then carry on. We enjoy coming to the Brownstone House restaurant for breakfast when we find ourselves in this neck of the woods. And sometimes even when we don't, we take a ride over. It's just got a great old-fashioned like breakfast place dinery look, so we enjoy it here. We just stopped off at the barn sale in Hamden. I haven't been here in a while. The last time I came it was closed, so I'm eager to see what they have. I'm in the first room of this store. I have never seen it so quiet here before. I'm kind of enjoying not having to fight the crowds in this place. There's lots of beautiful glassware here as always. They always seem to get a lot of really nice pieces, like this green set for $50. Very pretty. And this is adorable as well, I guess for maybe orange juice. So cute. They always have lots of interesting vintage jewelry here, and their prices are usually quite fair. I've picked up a lot of things in these cases over the years, so I'm just looking closely. I'm not in the market for any jewelry, but you never know. I'm looking at this mood ring. I used to have a vintage mood ring that I wore all the time when I was in high school. It used to turn my finger green. And there's lots of cups and saucers and teapots and pretty china things on these shelves. I really like these. $20 for this set. It's really pretty. I like how they have all the different colors. These were made in Italy. Very pretty. I'm also checking out these blue and white plates. This is beautiful and looks very old. This is $85, Buffalo Pottery. It is a stunner. Look, we have a hope chest. Of course, it was made by Lane, as always. It's got the nice stamp and some of the original advertising on it, which is interesting. They want $75 for this cedar chest. It looks like it's in pretty good condition. I'm checking out this Victorian style chair in the back. I always enjoy Victorian furniture when I see it. There's quite a lot of sun glare here. They want $80 for this chair, although it's been here for a while, so I bet they would take less. There's lots of pretty glassware. I love the clear glass, but it does not sell for me, so I'm moving on down the aisle. Look how much there is to take in this store. This is very pretty. Little bit of china, Burford English china, $6 on this piece. There is the back stamp, Old Foley, Wild Rose. It's so pretty. This is a really pretty canister. It's taped closed, fine bone china, Georgian, made in England. I really like that. They want $12 for this. It's not on discount, so that's the going price for today. And I like these other little pieces. Here's a little Bleak vase. This doesn't look very old to me based on the back stamp color, but it's cute. And they want $12 for this. This is also not discounted. And then this little creamer is so cute. I like the way all of these pieces look together, including this decanter. That is Limoges. Very pretty floral design on that piece. Just wanted to check out the price tag. It's $35 and not on discount today. I want to get a better look at these Ainsley pieces. I have some Ainsley on my store right now, so I'm not looking to pick up more, but I'm just enjoying seeing it out in the wild. Now I'm in the back room. There are big stacks and collections of china, including these plates that are Alfred Meekin Fair Winds. Okay, I have boxes and boxes and boxes of stuff to take home, so let's hit the road. I cannot wait to show you what I bought. I don't even know how I'm going to get it all in the house. We'll do our best. So Eric, what did you pick up at the estate sale?
It's a Firebox. It's made by Gamewell.
Okay.
I don't know what period, obviously. It looks to me maybe 30s to the 60s, 50s. I don't know when they stopped using them. Yes, I do like that's the fist. I thought that was very cool.
That is really cool.
Apparently there used to be glass here.
Okay.
And you would break the glass, like it says on the door.
Yeah.
And then you would open it up, and there would be an apparatus of some sort of bell. You would pull down once, and it would ring a bell saying there's fire. I would assume they were installed in office buildings, maybe on outside. I got to do some research to figure out where. And I'm assuming the 212 must be the location.
That's interesting.
And this, assume this threaded down here was for a pole. And I've seen on top, some of them have an eagle. Oh, but I don't know. I think it was maybe bolted on a pole.
Oh yeah, there's something that might have been there.
I always wanted one. I have a small one in my barn, but I wanted a real big one, and I really like the fist with the Zeus lightning bolts, I guess.
Yeah. So this is going in the barn?
Yep, going in the barn.
Nice find. I have all kinds of interesting things to show you for my thrifting adventures on Saturday. I think it was Saturday. This week has been such a ginormous blur. There is so much going on. I don't know if I'm coming or going. Have you ever had a week like that? I'll tell ya, it's been crazy. Not bad, just busy. So anyway, I went to an estate sale in Milford, and I was not really thinking I was gonna find anything in particular. It was just kind of a fun way to spend the day. And I can see that my ring light is in the china cabinet. There we go. Let's do that. So yeah, just figured it'd be fun to go and look around. And I didn't pick up much, but I did find 4 of these beautiful Lenox mugs with the cardinal. I almost said with the carnival because I'm losing it. But I thought these were lovely. Oh, would my mother have loved these? I don't know who would have loved these more, my mother or my grandmother, because my grandmother loved birds and my mother loved Lenox. So it's a little bit of both of them representing here. Here is the back stamp. So I was excited to find 4 of these. Here's 2 of them together just to get a sense of how pretty they would be as part of a set. So this is called Lenox Winter Greetings, and I think it's just lovely. These will be going on my eBay store. I don't know if I'm gonna sell them as a set of 4 or if I'm gonna sell them individually. I have to decide what seems to make the most sense. When I was checking the sold rate on eBay, it seemed to me like people were listing them singly, but I'm always open to suggestions if you have any. I also picked up this really pretty green blanket, and this is another thing that reminded me of my mother because green was her favorite color and she loved chenille blankets. This is such a nice one, and what I appreciate in particular is it doesn't have any weird smells. This is an Austin throw in the color fern. It's 50 by 70 inches, and this was made in China. So no famous manufacturer here, but just a really beautiful, cozy blanket. And as the weather gets colder and colder here in Connecticut, and of course all across New England, I thought somebody might really appreciate having a nice, cozy throw blanket. And for that reason, I decided to pick it up. There's absolutely no question though that the find of the estate sale went to Eric. And he did have his eye on 2 things. He was really interested in an antique or vintage firebox, and he was also interested in a Pepsi sign, but he especially wanted the firebox. So when we got to... Wilson has a lot to say on this matter, as you can hear for yourself. So when we got to the estate sale, there were a lot of cars, and so Eric said he would go park and I could just go right in. So he dropped me off and he said, see if they have the firebox. And you know, he doesn't usually get that intense about things. He usually has a much more laid back kind of feeling about like, if it's there, it's there. If it's not, it's not. I don't need anything kind of thing. But this definitely tipped me off that he wanted it. So when I got to the estate sale, I walked in through the garage, and then there was a living room, and it just wasn't immediately clear to me where the basement was. I figured it was in the basement. So I asked one of the staff members who was working, I said, could you please tell me where the basement is? And it was kind of located circuitously through the house. And he kindly took me right to the spot. I went down the stairs, I turned to the left, there it was. I picked it up, it was really heavy. It was also like not the cleanest, and I was wearing my white puffer coat. Why I have a white coat in my life, I could not tell you. It's so impractical, but I do love it. And I was very pleased to like go back up the stairs and greet Eric when he walked in the door with his firebox. So good wife, mission accomplished. He was very excited to have it, and I was really glad that we had a good score for the day. After that, we went to the store of the same estate sale coordinator or estate sale manager. He had cleaned out an apartment and had some things from that estate in his store space. What we've learned is that this particular estate sale coordinator, manager, whatever is the title, he's really, really nice. He's very negotiable. He's fair. He bundles. He's extremely reasonable, and just all around seems like an all around nice person. But while he's super flexible in his estate sales on site, he is definitely less flexible on prices of things that are in his store space. We found that out once before when we went to his store and we weren't able to get the prices we were hoping for. This time really confirmed for us that yes, if it's in a store, it seems like he's more locked in on the prices that he wants, which is fine. It's his store and he can charge whatever he wants. And I'm not saying that the prices are unfair. They're fine, but you know, if you're reselling, you need lower prices. Otherwise, the profit just isn't there. And that's not his problem. That's my problem. So it was fine. And there were some pretty things, which is why I decided to share the footage with you. And even though I wasn't able to get to a price point that made sense for reselling, it was still fun to poke around. You know, I always like to see what's out there. So after we left the store, we decided to go and get breakfast at our favorite breakfast place in Hamden, Connecticut. And we were actually really close to one of my favorite stores in Connecticut, which is Barn Sale in Hamden. Definitely one of my top 5 favorite stores to thrift at in Connecticut. It's a consignment store. All proceeds go to religious charities. Everybody who works there is a volunteer. They're very on the ball. They are very friendly. And the prices I find are quite good. And if an item has been in the store for more than a month, they will mark them down a fair little bit. And if they've been there 3 months, it goes down even further. So there are bargains to be had, whether you're a collector or a reseller. But yes, if something's been sitting for a while, that's when you can really swoop in. The problem is the barn sale is so good that things don't usually sit that long because people rush in and buy them, of course. I get it. Seems like the last few times I've been to that place, it's been absolutely mobbed. There were a lot of people this day as well, but fewer than I usually see. Maybe people were off doing other kinds of holiday errands. I don't know. But because some things had been sitting, I picked up a good bit of stuff, including some china, which I have not been picking up that much lately. So I can't wait to show you what I found. Okay, so here is my barn sale haul. I'm gonna start, I think, with artwork, because why not start with artwork? I picked this up. This is all done with scissors. I forget what you call this. I will put it down below. But this is all scissors work, and I think it's really sweet and really well done. This is, oh no, this is laser cut, not scissors cut. So that's a little bit different. Actually, it's quite a bit different. This was $12. This was not discounted because it hadn't been there long enough. But I thought it was a lovely saying from Corinthians. And I thought the frame on this was beautiful. And I thought this might look lovely in somebody's home. So I was really glad to find it. I also got this print, which is lovely. It's a little village scene. I don't know where this is exactly. There is a title, so let's see. This is an original. And I cannot read any of these words because I don't know, there may be German. I will have to do some research and see what is what here, but I thought the frame was lovely, the matting was lovely, the scene was lovely. Here is the back. So this was all professionally done, which is lovely. And I was so glad to have it. Oh, and if I may just divert for a moment, this might be against thrift haul rules because I'm talking about barn sale, which I love. But Eric did pick up something for me the other day. He went into a situation where he was able to pick up some things for somebody who was throwing everything away. There wasn't a lot there, but he did think I would like this piece, and he was so right. And I'm just showing it to you because it happened to be leaning against all of the other pieces that I was just showing you. So why not go through it now? Isn't this fabulous? It's a great winter scene. I love this. I love the church. Love the horse and sleigh, the old-fashioned costumes and outfits. So this is some kind of needlework. Let me just show you a little closer so you can see the stitching. It has a kind of interesting sort of moody vibe that I really, really like. And if I had the wall space, I would be keeping this. I don't, so I'll be selling this. I thought it was a real beauty. Okay, back to the haul. I picked up this tray. This is metal, so it looks like it could be porcelain based on the design. but it's not. It is metal, and for that reason, it's not so breakable, which I love. Makes for a nice change of pace for me. And it's also super useful and practical. This is a great tray if you're bringing like drinks or food outside to a picnic table or a patio. This is great if you aren't wanting to worry about, possibly cracking china. You can easily just wipe this off and clean it. It's just really nice and useful. It's light as a feather. And again, you don't have to be so worried that this will break. Here's the back stamp. It was made in England. And who is the maker of this? Hair Decorated Wear? I'm sure I'm saying that completely wrong, but I gave it a shot. Anyway, here's the scene. Loved this. So I figured I would give it a shot on either my eBay store or my booth space, probably eBay. Things like this can be expensive to ship even though it's not heavy because the size is awkward, but we will see what happens. I picked up this really pretty Villeroy and Bach trivet. I liked the design on this very much. Yeah, really beautiful. They look like plums or dates or figs or something fabulous. Here is the back stamp. I love Villeroy and Bach. In my opinion, for day-to-day use, it's second only to Portmeirion, which is my absolute favorite. If you're a Villeroy and Bach collector, don't be offended. I just love Portmeirion because my set had been my mother's, and so it's very sentimental in addition to being very beautiful. So I was glad to find that. I found this little wall shelf. It has a nice Victorian look. It's got some nice carvings in it, and you could put a little something on the wall, a vase or a figurine or whatever suits your fancy. So I picked that up. I wish there had been two, but I can make one work. Oh my gosh. Button up because this is cute. I think this is cute. Check out this adorable frog. Oh my goodness. This is a handsome guy. Check out the pattern. I love the green color. He has a wonderful expression. He's looking very watchful and pensive. It's probably a good thing for a frog. And this was made by Andrea by Sadek. It was hand painted. Here's the bottom in case you're curious about it. I just loved this piece. I had to have him. He'll either be going on eBay or my booth space. These days, my strategy has been, and I'm sharing this with you so you can give me feedback if you happen to have any, but my strategy these days is, let me try eBay first and see if anybody wants to purchase my items directly that way. My thinking being that eBay has such a wider audience, it's an international audience, so it seems like probably the best and fastest way to sell something. But if it doesn't sell there, then maybe it's a good item for my booth space. Now, if it doesn't sell on eBay or my booth space, then maybe an online auction could be good. So I think that's kind of my order of operations. Of course, sometimes people contact me directly and just want to buy something from me directly, and that works out great too. But I think that's kind of how I'm rolling out things. If you have any thoughts about that, certainly share it with me. But I like the idea of giving an item the opportunity to have the widest possible audience first. I don't know, just seems like maybe the way to go. Of course, I reserve the right to change my mind if for some reason that doesn't seem to be working well, but yeah, I think that's kind of the plan for now. I picked up this very pretty Lenox bowl. It's not very big. It's got the pretty flowers in it, as you can see, and the gold rim. This is Lenox Floral Garden. That's the back stamp. I thought this was so very pretty, so very elegant. This would look lovely in any room in someone's house, and it could serve all kinds of purposes. So I'm hoping someone will be excited to find that. I also loved this beautiful Wedgwood covered dish with the strawberries. This reminded me very much of the old Foley strawberry candlesticks that my friend Margie gave me. It has a very similar pattern, but different manufacturer. You can see it has a lid. I'm gonna leave the tape there so I don't damage it while it's stored, but yeah, Wedgwood Wild Strawberry. Very pretty piece. I picked up this huge stack of Alfred Meekin Fair Winds dinner plates in brown and white. These are fabulous. I love this pattern. It's so classic. Here is the back stamp, Fair Winds. Really, really pretty. And I thought this could be great for somebody's collection. I think there are 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, there's 12 of these. And then I also picked up salad plates to go with them. Same nice big stack. There's 8 of these, I think, and nope, that's 8-inch. 11 plates. 11 8-inch plates. These were $45, and then they were half off because they'd been there for a while. These were similarly priced. So I was really happy to pick these up because I tend to do well when I do pick these up. So I think they will be a hit on my eBay store. I hope. I also found this stack of plates. Again, quite a few plates. These were $80 originally, not inexpensive, but they were half off, making them $40. Again, not inexpensive for the purposes of reselling, but they comp so well. Now this one's got some damage. You can see there's some crazing, quite a bit of crazing and some discoloration in the crazing. This one is the most damaged of the group, but I think still beautiful. Look at that seam. These are all, I believe, from Williamsburg, and they're made by Wedgwood, and they're really lovely. So here's another one. This one's in much better condition. And this one is Bruton Parish Church, Williamsburg, Virginia. Here's another great one. Getting a little glare there. The Capitol. This one is also really lovely. I like, is that like a little cow in the background? And a horse and carriage, the George Wythe House. I really need to get myself the Colonial Williamsburg one of these days. It has been on my wish list for absolutely ever. The Raleigh Tavern. Let's see, there's some crazing and discoloration. I think these guys were stored somewhere where perhaps conditions were not conducive. However, it's not, doesn't have a lot of crazing on the front, so that's good. Here's another one. Here we go. We see some crazing happening. The public jail. Let's stay out of public jail. I don't want to go to private jail either if we're being really, clear about things. This one also has some discoloration, but I think it's still beautiful. The Governor's Palace. And just 2 more. Whoops. Here's the next one. Oh, look at that beautiful couple in front of the courthouse of 1770. And then last one, very pretty. It looks like soldiers and the cannon, the magazine. So it's a military kind of deal. So anyway, those are the plates, and I know not perfect condition, but the comps were so high on these. I think they'll do well anyway. Definitely worth taking a chance on in my experience, or at least in my opinion. We'll see what happens. The last thing I'm going to show you on the table is this small collection of Johnson Brothers Regency pattern. I love this set. I think it's very, very classic and elegant. So there is the back stamp, Johnson Brothers, made in England. I love the swirl. I think it's so pretty. There's some teacups and saucers. We've got a covered sugar. I think this is a gravy. Yeah, so a few little pieces. Now I, am normally not a big fan of getting a lot of cups and saucers. The gravy boats can be a little slow. I mean, this, however, I think I ended up paying $5 for all of this. So I wasn't about to leave it behind at that price point, that's for sure. And yeah, so I have just two more things to show you, including this really interesting punched tin lantern. I really like that. So you can put a candle right in here and the light will shine through all of these little holes and designs. It will make a nice pretty pattern on your wall. And there's the hanger. So I really liked this. I thought it had a great primitive look. And the last thing I bought, I am keeping. And it is, you're gonna think I am so weird. You won't be wrong. But I bought this Little Red Riding Hood doll because this is a mini one and I have the full size version that I had from when I was a child. My great grandmother gave it to me and I still have it. So here's Red Riding Hood. If you flip over her skirt, you find Granny and her nightcap and her little spectacles. She's so cute. And then if you turn her around, you see the big bad wolf. So I think that's adorable. And as I said, I have the full version. So I thought it was cute to have the little mini version. So I picked this up. So what did you think of my haul? Did you like some of the things I picked up? Is there anything that's calling to you in particular? Is there anything you saw in the footage that I didn't buy that you think I should have? It's always something I wonder about. So let me know in the comments. I love to hear from you. We have an unboxing to do. I just got this in the mail from eBay and I am so eager to show you what I ordered. And I will tell you, the reason why this came into my life is because a viewer of this channel who knows what I collect gave me the heads up that this was listed. And as soon as I finished reading her email, before I even took the time to thank her, which was perhaps rude, I went right to eBay. I ordered this item before it could get away from me. And then I reached back out to thank her. So I haven't seen it. It's right inside. Any guesses about what I might have picked up? Something that I collect that I was so excited about. I didn't even stop to thank the person like a civilized human and instead ran to eBay like a crazy person. Did you think it was something this small? Does this help tip you off? Look at the cute little heart this seller put on here. Let's see what we got. Ta-da! Is a little Savin Rock souvenir cup, ruby flashed. It is so cute. So this says F. Simon 1902. Wow, so this is over 120 years old. And F. Simon went to Savin Rock Amusement Park in West Haven, Connecticut at some point in 1902. I would assume it was the summer of 1902 because I can tell you Savin Rock is by the Long Island Sound, which gets very cold in the winter, of course. So I'm so happy to have this little addition to my Savin Rock collection. I got it for a pretty good price too, which made me very happy because Savin Rock stuff can go high. So if that viewer is watching, let me just thank you again for giving me the heads up because I'm very happy to have this. I just came downstairs for a cup of coffee and I noticed this sight, Iris staring at a bug on the ceiling. She is completely riveted by this bug and I bet she's gonna stay here until it creeps off or flies off or whatever the heck that particular brand of bug does. She has an incredible attention span and she wants so badly to hunt something, this poor indoor cat. Look at her, she's so focused. I'm looking for Indy so I can show you what he's up to. He's probably downstairs in the basement. This is his favorite place to be now. Well, we just found him. He is squeezed up in between the beam and the ceiling. We have not seen him do this before. This is a little cat that is so desperate to get up as high as he possibly can. So we were looking all around for him, and little did we know he was up here. Eric's gonna make him some kind of little spot so he can get up high without causing too much mischief. And in case you're wondering, Iris is still staring at the bug. So nothing's changed upstairs. She's still on duty. Eventually, she may or may not catch this thing, but I can tell she's getting frustrated. Poor little thing. Now I'm heading back upstairs. Here's Licorice to greet me. She's always such a good girl. Can you see her little bed in the corner? She sleeps right next to me at night. It's one of her favorite spots. And Iris is still in the kitchen. The bug has moved a little bit. As the bug moves, she also moves. But again, I think she might live here now. I don't know. Her neck must be getting tired. And here's Wilson. He's such a good boy. We usually find him in the library, but he's mixing things up in the kitchen today. So we'll just give him a little scratch behind the ears. Isn't he handsome? Wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a great day. Please hit like if you like this video, and please subscribe if you haven't already. And I hope you have a great day. See you next time. Bye for now.